Tower Defense Simulator has evolved and changed in a lot of ways, from the variety of new towers, to the events, to the maps, to the game's overall aesthetics. I want to observe some of the changes throughout the game and what they may reveal about TDS's future. For example, 2022 was an unusually eventful year for the game, as we got quite a few updates. There was the Valentine's Battle Pass, of course the Duck Hunt, Fluid Wastelands 2, the Summer Battle Pass, the Phillips Battle Pass, the Badlands remake, the Pizza Party game mode, and the Xmas event. Compare that to a year like 2021, where we got the Frost Invasion and the Solar Eclipse, and one Accelerator skin. The new approach for the game seems to be to make a lot more content, and the new towers are also interesting, as they incorporate a lot more evolved ideas into the design. In 2022, both the Engineer and the Elf Camp were released, as opposed to older towers, which typically consisted of guy with a gun, or guy with a special gun, or guy with a bigger gun. We finally got girl with a gun, and elf with a gun. No, but honestly, TDS towers have always generally been pretty good, but the newest creations are definitely some of the best in the game. The Engineer's main gimmick is its ability to build separate turrets, who spawn as subunits separately to the main tower. This is something that the game has experimented with a little before, like with the military-based trucks or quick boss bodyguards, but here it's a lot more fleshed out, and adds a lot of depth to an otherwise basic tower. As TDS reduced the number of levels for most towers over the years, many towers went from 5 to 4 levels to be more concise, but this tower got 6 levels, a special property of only this tower, and overall it's one of the most advanced designs in the entire game. We also got Warden in 2022, a clearly improved version of some towers with similar concepts, although it actually wasn't really that unique. At least it had a FNAF skin. But then there's the Elf Camp. This spawner tower introduces a new idea, in that of harnessing the power of its associated game mode, as the tower spawns the same zombies you had to defeat to earn it, and it twists the same powers they use to end your runs into helpful attacks you can use to win Fallen. The Ripped Elf is a strong mini-boss in the Christmas event, but now you can use him in your own game, although he only has a fraction of the health. It's a fun idea which makes the tower feel a lot more closely associated with the game mode itself, and probably saves some development time. And this tower also showcases the evolution of spawn timers, a new mechanic introduced with this tower, that has also been retroactively applied to military base. Small quality of life changes like this are becoming more common, with frequent updates allowing quicker and smaller patches, along with one of the biggest evolutions in TDS, which is a completely changed user interface, which I would say is an overall improvement from the somewhat homogeneous prior variant. You get a much bigger and clearer view of the towers, and overall things generally look cleaner, except for the A-posing preview models. The developers themselves state that this has been in work for years, and it's clearly linked to the evolution of the game. One very interesting mechanic introduced with these new menus is the new classification of towers and skins. The tower tiers themselves are fairly self-explanatory, although calling farm an intermediate tower is definitely sacrilegious. But skins for towers also get specialized groupings. You have common, for basic skins which are just recolors, and some bugged event skins, and you have uncommon skins, of which there are only a few, including some literally unobtainable skins, I don't know about that. And then you have rare skins, which is where the tiers start to really break down, as towers from different crates gain the same tiering, and coherency starts to dissipate. And then you have the legendary tier, which for some reason all the Phillips Battle Pass skins are classified as, rather than event skins, as well as some random skins, directly available from the easily obtainable premium crate. It's the same with event and exclusive tiers, which both have some instances of being mislabeled. Clearly this system is not fully working, but throughout TDS history, bugs have been somewhat common, and it's very likely that in the next major update, the skin classification will be fixed. However, the existence of this feature is interesting, as it could possibly imply some version of a potential trading feature is in the works, or much more likely, is just to go along with the updated daily shop, with each tier having a pre-designated cost, therefore allowing the pricing to be consistent, but you can always hope. It's also interesting that this new daily shop can house gold skins, allowing people to specifically buy the skin they want, a long requested feature, even if its implementation isn't quite perfect, since you have to wait quite a while. So I'll get back to that. There's a few more UI related things to talk about. You can finally actually see what skins are in your crates, so you know what you have, and the chances to get the skin you actually want. This was a feature teased all the way back in 2020, finally implemented into the game, and it's very satisfying when you have every skin, which I don't. Some of the old event crates also got updated renders, although this also reaffirmed there's still nothing to do with them, so they're probably going to remain stuck in my inventory forever. But then there's arguably the most significant change in TDS, which is the style of new events. The game now has a system of modifiers to add special challenges to these unique maps, like increasing health and giving special abilities to the zombies. There are some positives and negatives to this. Firstly, it somewhat streamlines the format of these events, building off the base of Fallen with modifiers as opposed to making an entirely new game mode, and I think this is an improvement. as the gameplay still feels unique enough to be interesting and differentiated from the regular waves, but it allows for a lot more updates. There's a half revival of another feature of TDS being Hidden Wave, which has been removed from the game for quite a while. Essentially, you had to speedrun a game mode to unlock a secret wave, while in the new event game modes there are experimental Hidden Wave-like challenges. You have the Quick Draw for Badlands, a secret badge you can only obtain by speedrunning the map, and the Lost Souls modifier on Pizza Party, an eerie black and white game mode with much tougher enemies and restricted loadouts. Both of these trump Hidden Wave by actually awarding a prize in special skins, which work well as rare prizes that aren't required to optimize gameplay. And then there's still more developed events coming out, like the Christmas event. It does kind of reuse a system implemented in Duck Hunt, but it's still something completely different from the base game mode. And of course the enemy design is unanimously top tier. You have the Ripped Elf, who's swole, and then there's the Gatekeeper with a key, and the Mecha Claus, of course Santa themed, who will kill you and eat cookies. Very nice. Getting into the events themselves also utilizes matchmaking, a long awaited feature added in 2022, which works to pair users of similar levels together. This makes it very easy to get in the game, since you don't have to run around the lobby for 10 minutes looking for high level players, and it is miles better than elevators, actually letting the players pick the map in a staging area to allow everyone to load in. However, there are still some slight problems. For one thing, in the special game modes there is no staging area, meaning if you want to say speedrun a map such as Badlands to earn that special quick draw prize, you need good internet or you can't do it. And in the Christmas event, you have no ability to change your towers once you connect with your team, meaning that if everyone brought the same support tower, no one can change it and you're probably gonna lose. Still, in general, it is a good feature. Finally, it's worth noting just how many new skins were released throughout the year. Compared to previously in the game where they were generally reserved for events, in this year literally over 50 new skins were released, with 5 season passes, a ton of codes, and new crate selections. The Valentine's season is the weakest, housing a pretty basic selection of skins all with very flat color schemes, some of which don't even look like the advertised renders. And considering this was a standalone season with no game mode, it wasn't great, but otherwise, the rest of the skins generally were all pretty high quality, and one event was even sponsored by a shaving company, a pretty big partnership for the game, even if it didn't make a lot of sense. And the Christmas season is probably the best, with bright and festive skins that are pretty detailed with customized accessories and specialized props. Although one semi-negative aspect of change in the game is the numerous amount of tower reworks, which necessitate diminishing previously exotic skins into much more basic clothing remakes. This was most evident this year with the Cowboy. The new model was overall very good, but it nerfed several skins, notably the Cassidus Cowboy, which went from an admittedly broken but very unusual skin to a pretty basic tower that doesn't even really look like the source material. It's understandable why this happens, but it is a bit frustrating, and it seems as though this more detailed direction is the way the game's art style is heading. You have to wonder exactly where the stopping point is. How much more detailed can these towers and maps really get? Well, we will probably find out as the game continues to evolve and change. It's certain that more towers will be introduced, old ones will be reworked, new events and game modes will come out, and the toy crate will remain in the shop. Seriously, this is supposed to be a special crate, yet it's been in the store for almost 3 years now. Subscribe, most people aren't, blah blah blah. Thanks for watching, bye.